Just briefly overview your opinions in this particular case.
I felt that Derek Chauvin was justified and was acting with objective reasonableness, following Minneapolis Police Department policy and current standards of law enforcement in his interactions with Mr. Floyd.
In your opinion, was this a use of deadly force?
It was not.
And in your view of that use of force, what is your perspective on that?
That Mr. Floyd's level of resistance was objectively reasonable for those officers to do the techniques that they were doing. I felt that that level of resistance exhibited by Mr. Floyd justified the officers and higher levels use of force that they chose not to select.
In a situation where we have here, where you're actually physically on top of someone in a position which, based on your training and based on your experience and based on your knowledge, could cause positional asphyxia, that's a different context, correct?
Yes.
And in that context, a reasonable police officer would at least acknowledge and consider the possibility that what they're doing is causing a problem, wouldn't they?
Where you would interpret what Mr. Floyd is doing while he's making the statements, and it appeared to me with that video that he was still struggling.
Struggling or writhing?
I don't know the difference.
Well, would a reasonable police officer on the scene consider whether somebody is actively resisting or writhing on the ground because they can't breathe?
I think it'd be reasonable for the officer to take what Mr. Floyd had been doing prior to that and still consider that he was struggling.